And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after one. On 2nd and 12, Fields. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upright.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Carlos Dunlap able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a 1st down now, playing behind the sticks.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Juan Thornhill, and the Chiefs are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, trying to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back 1 pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away.
And this is caught inside the 5. And in for the Chiefs touchdown.
Well, if the plan is to come in here and go toe-to-toe with these guys, it certainly does not hurt if you hit them with a big shot along the way, too.
That's got to give them some confidence. And the other thing right now, it quiets this crowd, at least for the time being.
Yeah, that is what is called the intended consequence of their actions.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC.
Makes the score Chiefs 7, Bears nothing. Harrison Butker to kick off 4 games.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. Fields to Kmet there for a Chicago first.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. 2nd and 12, operating from the 39. Fields. That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it, but couldn't pull it in.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. And the Chiefs are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. Now, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Mecole Hardman, the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. And Mahomes going to run again. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. But it looks like the Chiefs are going to get it back.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City 1st down. Mahomes now to throw. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. And again, it's Mahomes. Finding Hardman here over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Hitting Juju on the slant. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this 1st half. Mahomes now on 1st down. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play. Finds his man, it's Kelsey on the crossing route here. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Mahomes takes it himself, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Patrick Mahomes in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chiefs would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now 14-0.
Chiefs 14, Bears nothing. Harrison Butker in a kickoff for Kansas City.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. Taken from about the 12. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
These two teams currently going over their final halftime adjustments. We are just about set to get back to it in the second half. And for the call, let's go back to Soldier Field and Brandon Gaudin.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
On second down, here's the option. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Well, interceptions have been a problem in this one. If he could have got his feet down here, would have been another.
Would have been a huge one. They've had a great game taking the ball away. Thought they had another one, just unable to get those cleats in bounds.
And glad you're with us from Soldier Field in Chicago. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Well, pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and...
Fields hit and the ball is loose. But the Bears look to get this one back, and indeed they did. So they'll keep possession. But call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Able to hang on to the ball this time, and in the process picks up the first down. A handoff for Herbert. And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On 3rd down, they go Montgomery. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Fields leaving it with Montgomery here on the option. And he is going to lose yardage here. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Chiefs are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Turnover that just got him the football back, obviously a big one, because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a one-possession game.
So you don't sense full relief here, though?
No, I don't, especially with the ball this deep in their own territory, because you make a mistake, they've got it right back in prime position.
They certainly do. So now, almost like, almost like a 4-minute offense, right? Take care of this bad boy. Make sure the other team doesn't touch it, but move it with consistent gains, wear down the clock, and make them use their timeouts in this situation.
And the last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here comes Edwards-Helaire on the toss right. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They find, and now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Partner, that would look like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. Fields throw complete here to Komet. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 22 yards there, a first down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. To throw is Fields. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on the scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Second down at 5. Back to throw. Fields. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run with Montgomery. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football, got to be that way.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Carlos Dunlap in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. This defense has not surrendered a touchdown yet. You better believe they're determined not to here on 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Fourth down. Fields has to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Open man, it's the tight end Kelsey. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Kyler Gordon picks it off, and the Bears are right back in this football game. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. So this one in the win column for Kansas City, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys were nails out there.
Hold up, it ain't easy breaking away or being a great. They slamming the door, I'm jumping the gate. Cause a starving stomach like being punched in the face. And an instrumental was the last time that I ate food from all of the base. My ace boom goon, big son told me about the game. 20 years later, know my name. King, crown me lounge in the back of the spot. Pay homage to an underground peasant, climb to the top. Funny style on elevators could never fade us. I peep data saying anytime they congratulate us. Goggles is worn and bottles is popping. I'm beyond Sanders, don't hate us. This ice bucket dropping over their head with it. They feel the crab with it. You either fight or flight. I ain't one for the ledge living. I do it for the one that died or fed millions. With soul food flowed and stock my bare kitchen. I'm liberated. I drew a play that they ain't illustrated. I make a move they gladly imitated. I ain't flattered. I'm a dragon to your paper castle. The alpha and omega promise it ain't nothing after. A new beginning. My catalog like James Earl Jones, the ever living.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as we are in the inner harbor of Baltimore at M&T Bank Stadium. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Chicago Bears and the Baltimore Ravens. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. The 40. Still going inside the 30. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Bears. And that right there is how you silence the home crowd.
All week long in preparation, visiting teams talk about it. Okay, we've got to start fast. We've got to take the crowd out of it, as you just talked about there. We've got to control the ball early. And in this case, forget fast start. This is a blazing start. What they've talked about all week is their offensive unit doing that. Not necessarily the guys returning the opening kickoff, but believe me, they'll take this.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Jackson looking to throw right away. And that's going to be caught. It's James Prochet. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield. for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body.
Taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Well, we've certainly seen this before, CD. No one can quite electrify a crowd like Lamar Jackson, and really don't know what else to say other than that was special right there.
I think you pretty much said it all, but I go back to what you said about electrifying the crowd. He's also electrifying us, and we're calling the game. This guy is simply sensational.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Back to Montgomery on 2nd down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is taken at the 23. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Now Jackson on 1st down. Buying time to his left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Jackson from the shotgun. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Real quick.
Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. That is caught by Josh Oliver, the former San Jose State Spartan. And he is going to have a Ravens 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Hey, nothing to see here. Just your standard 4th down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. First carry for the former Buckeye, J.K. Dobbins. And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Jackson. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson hooking up with Mark Andrews. And the Ravens have taken the lead.
When we draw up defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver. But on that particular play, somehow he was wide open, became an easy touchdown pass.
Tucker now for the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. Well, not content with a first quarter lead, I guess. They're going to go onside kick. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. 2 seconds to go, first quarter. Going up the gut, Montgomery. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter play. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Fields now to throw. Caught by Montgomery. And he's got this down to the 35. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It was Chuck Clark coming up to make the tackle. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Here's Fields, rolling to his left. And he'll get this complete downfield to Kmet. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Not a whole lot there after the penalty, but remember, it was 1st and 5, not 1st and 10, so now they can keep grinding out first downs and good things can happen for them. Just 2nd and short coming up.
Once more, Montgomery trying to find a lane, but he finds nothing but defenders. Stop for no gain at the 2-yard line. He got maybe a half yard at most, but eventually they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Justin Fields taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Bears are an extra point away from drawing level. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Outright, this is Boyle, the tight end. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jaquan Brisker, and the Bears will take over here just shy of the 30. Now, he exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down for the Bears.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Both teams going back through their game plans, making their final halftime adjustments. And for the call of the 2nd half, we go back up to Baltimore and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. And ready to get the party started for the 2nd half. It was an even 1st half, all tied on the scoreboard. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw complete there to Bateman. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go play action with Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now it's Jackson. That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. There he goes, left side. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. So what a turn of events there. You're driving to take the lead in this third quarter, but then one mistake, and you're watching the ball being returned for a touchdown.
Certainly a great example of how focus has to be there on every play, doesn't it, partner? You can't get complacent, and I think that he did. He's got him moving downfield, but that's a play where he just shouldn't have thrown the football. And that ultimately could wind up costing him the ball game.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted.
Oh, what a juke into space. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And we are tied at 21. And they'll accept that penalty. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10. at their own 25-yard line. He'll begin by dropping it off to Montgomery. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Here's a throw off the scramble, and that's complete out left. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Here's a give to Herbert. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
That's complete to Mooney. Touchdown! Darnell Mooney, 32 yards. And the Bears have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the third quarter. Now the point after try for Santos. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. He sets to fire deep. Oh, and for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to get the football back as time will run out in this third quarter of play. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Montgomery running right. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity there.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. So that's, CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be second down. They're giving those short little routes, tackled him in bounds too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes, but now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
Throwing again on second down. Jackson. Pass on the crossing route is complete. This is Andrews. 68 yards receiving now for him in the game. And a first down on that last catch as well. You cannot write these guys off just yet. Not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Jackson on first down. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
On second down, a run with Dobbins. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Here's Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 21 yards there on 3rd down. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
They have to like the play call because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
And good yardage there on first down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Now Jackson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Tavon Young. And the Bears are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys have been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
All eyes on Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bears use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back.